Hey guys, Rex here. Here's kind of a straightforward one. Everyone's scared to get to the actual truth and the real point. We are in Generation Litterbox 2023. Generation Litterbox. Kids use cat boxes. There's dudes dressed up as girls, girls dressed up as dudes. They're letting convicted felons come and teach your kids. Every manner of possible attack against God's standards of righteousness are underway. This country is failing. The teenagers are overrunning stuff in Chicago. Like, man, I'm shocked that would happen. Why are the teenagers overrunning stuff in Chicago? Why are people insane? Why are people not, why is there so much crime? Because they've been taught their whole lives by their authority figures, mainly, who's their authority figures? The school and the church. When you handed your kids lovingly over to your school and your church organization, who neither of which realize they're infiltrated by the enemy, they don't realize it. They think they're doing great stuff. The church thinks they're really working for God there. Which God? And the education system thinks they're really, making a difference. The custodial nature of schools is to shape them. They brag at all their teacher conferences how they're shaping your children because they have no parents, because the children, the teachers are the real parents. You know what's going on? Why are we seeing chaos? Because the thin blue line. And I'm not talking about the cops. The cops are arresting people for trying to save their kids from pedos. If you go to a city council meeting and start saying, hey, what the hell are you doing here? You cannot abuse the children, then the cop will arrest you. Or if you're trying to have a business be open, right? Try to open up your barber shop, and there was the mandates of the local governor, then they'll arrest you for that. Just enforce the mandates of the king, the lawless mandates of the king and the governors. I'm not here to cause strife. I'm telling you the truth. Where did this start? Where did this lawlessness come from? The schools and the churches have failed. They took your kids and they told them there are no standards of righteousness. We just came from pond scum. We evolved from a monkey. You're basically an animal. Plus, if you're in church, guess what? We don't want to hear about the God's law around here. That would be judgmental. There's no path back from judgment. Where does this come from? Is that Bible talk? What kind of creatures scurry away from the light of God's truth as spoken in his commandments? Who would run away from the 10 commandments? What kind of creatures? Hello, demons. Demons run away from the 10 commandments. They're the ones that scurry into the darkness when you turn on the light. When you have a real Bible study, when you go to the city council or the school board meeting, and they just scurry away and hide under their little policies where they think they have shade, they do not want accountability. So as a union between the church and the schools, both of them operating in tandem, they got more control over your kids than you do if you send them to those places. They're absolutely, positively, look at the fruit. You wake up in a circus tent. We woke up in a circus tent, 2023. You wake up, there is a clown in the bed next to you. Just, hey guys, yeah! Whoa. You go out and you're like, I need to use the bathroom. And there's the pixie dust spreader in the bathroom hanging there like a bat, squirting mustard on themselves. You can refer to me as we. Whoa, what the hell? Is this freaking comedy? What happened? Right? And then we don't really want to hear the rules. Hey, guys, did you realize that it says in the Bible, a woman shall not wear a man's garment, nor shall a man put on a woman's cloak, for whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord. It's an abomination to the Lord your God. His name. It's an abomination to his name. That's illegal to say in most countries. It's against YouTube policy to quote the Bible as Deuteronomy 22. Oh, that's the law, Rex. We don't want to hear the law in church. You don't want to hear God's law in church? Then what are you doing? Are you the church of the adversary to God's law? Are you an adversary to what God commanded us to do? Yeah. Ooh, what's an adversary? Satan. You are a Satanist, and you call yourself a Christian. If you are an adversary, if you have an adversarial attitude towards his standards of righteousness as described in his word, we don't want to read that part. I just gotta everyone. Well, you're trying to say I'm not saved? I'm not talking about salvation. I'm talking about righteousness. I'm talking about the rules he gave us so that we don't freaking wake up in a circus with kids using a litter box. The road to hell is wide, and everyone's on it. And the road that leads to life is narrow, and very few people find it. Even less will follow it. The remnant is not the majority. The remnant is sought out and killed in the last days by those who are the adversaries to God's standards. The adversaries to God's standards, which exist in the school and the churches, that culture seeks out the remnant and beheads them in the last days. For what? They don't like the lights being turned on. They don't like acknowledging that God's standards still exist. They're so selfish, all they can think about is how they identify, whether or not they got their prize, whether or not they think they're saved. They don't have any desire to seek his face and live the way he told them to live, because we're selfish and we're going to be destroyed. We're supposed to be a light on a hill. If you want to help keep the light on over here, we appreciate your support. Join us on Patreon. I think we had over 70 videos last month, 70 posts talking about the reality of how to turn the lights on, man. We're just trying to turn on the lights, okay? It's a dark world, man. We can use all the support you guys got if you want to get together with us. We're discussing how to get that done. We're having a good time. Lots of good fellowship, lots of cool cats, lots of good training, really good opportunities to learn and grow so much over there. We do have the extreme long range precision class. We have the Zulu class. Those, I think the two highest tiers and the one above Zulu are all full at the moment. But if you want to check out what we're doing, check us out on Patreon. I'll leave a link below for you guys. We have a lot of fun. And yes, I do appreciate your support. A workman is worth his wage. It's all over the book, man. And if you're a communist and you think that everyone should do stuff for free, then don't sign up. But if you appreciate the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears it takes to do this stuff all the time and to maintain the path, and man, I would like to eject. I would like to just get away from the fight and just be with my family. I would prefer that, to be quiet with my family away from all the shit. I have no need to go back and peer into Babylon and shine light on all the horrific stuff going on over there. But I don't want to do that, but it is I think what we're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to be, a light on a hill. So if whatever level you can participate in on, whether that be in your own place, whether that be by sharing stuff like this or creating stuff like this, as long as it's based on his light. When I say his light, I mean his word. His word is the light. There's the counterfeit bullshit light, people who claim they're illuminated, like the illuminated guys, they don't have the real light. His light is the real light that I'm talking about. If you want to participate in the real fight, then you can come join us on Patreon if you want. And we got 70 posts a month or something like that. A lot of stuff over there. But you should be doing something, man. You absolutely need to do something. You need to spread the word, and you need to, frankly, not be scared of the enemy. The enemy doesn't know where its litter box is, and it panics and wants to destroy itself. If you deprive the enemy of their litter box, they literally want to destroy themselves. Literally. I mean, it's insane. If you don't refer to the demon that has like a number of people in them as like whatever they say, like you must refer to us as legion. Like if you don't do that, they want to self-destruct. Don't be scared of it. You should have compassion, man, over the people that are just completely bonkers and try to help turn on the lights. Take them to the physician. Who's the physician? He's the physician, man. But it ain't gonna, it's the light of truth. Give them the water of life, man. Like, I mean, that's the cure. It really is. I mean, we can yell at the branches on the tree and we can try to like fight against the leaves on the tree all we want. And it's like, it's kind of like a moot point because it's the problem that's in the trunk of the tree. It goes back to the core. So we are trying to work on that core. If there be any of his people, man, that are called according to his name and purpose, that are stuck in that deal, they need to have the light of the path lit up so they can walk out of Babylon. That's all we're trying to do, man. That like, I'm not here to be edgy. I'm not here to make fun. Not trying to be mean. I'm really not. I'm simply trying to turn on the light so that people can see where they're walking if they're trying to navigate out of that confusion, man. There's all kinds of cool people that made their way out of that stuff. All kinds of cool people made their way out of that stuff. And I'll admit, man, like, we all have our issues, whatever they are, right? Like the cowboys have their issues, the bikers, you know, the angry people, insecure people, insane people. It's not like any one of us can boast how cool we are. We just simply walked away from it. And now we're at the physician, like gaining our strength back and trying to go back. And what's that movie where the guy like keeps going back up the mountain to get dudes out of there that are injured? That's what we're trying to do, man. Right? Trying to go up there and take people that are like spiritually just obliterated and drag them back down the mountain and see if we can revive them, right? It's possible, right? I mean, all I know is we're commanded to like turn on the light switch. We're supposed to speak the truth. We're supposed to speak the truth. If you know it in a dark world, man, you gotta get up on the hilltop and illuminate that path for people, okay? Does it make sense? All right. If you dig that, man, come join us on Patreon. We have a real good time over there. It's whatever you can do to support this deal or on your own deal, share it here with us. Whatever you're doing, man, we'll all support each other in the same effort, okay? There's not a lot of us. So if you are one of them, there's not a lot of us, man. We have to like actually do the things, right? We have to actually like assist. We can't just sit in the chair anymore, man. We have to do stuff. So just get together and work it out. Okay? Rex out.